It is imperative that your med school application is flawless, and that goes for your personal statement too. So today I'd like to give you an incredibly easy tip which requires no specialized knowledge, no access to additional resources, and which really only takes a few minutes of your time. But first, hi, my name is Dr. Sarah Klebe, and I'm an admissions expert at BeMo. So over the course of my own education, I've had to write a lot, particularly the field that I went into. It required writing essays all the time. I had to write a thesis, a dissertation, and I've also taught academic writing for a very long time at the university level. So there are all kinds of writing tips that I can, and that over time I will be giving in these videos. But today I wanted to focus on one that is so easily overlooked. A lot of people don't even think to do it. And in fact, it was a tip that was given to me some 100 years or so ago when I was still an undergrad. And it was the single most effective tip that I received. It doesn't take the place of doing the rigorous work of writing or researching if you're doing academic writing, thinking through your words, planning carefully, brainstorming, going through multiple drafts. All of that is still necessary. There's just no way out of that. I'm sorry. I wish that there were a thing you could do where you just snap your fingers and whatever's in your brain magically comes out onto the page in beautiful, flawless, and easy to read prose. But alas, that is not the case. However, there is one really easy thing that you can do that will help your writing immensely. And I'll give you the tip in a minute, but I want to just give a little bit of context first. The reason that we emphasize this need to be flawless in your personal statement, as well as having a compelling narrative, some things to say, drawing on your own life experiences, et cetera, is because of the people who actually read your applications. Put yourself in the mind of someone who is doing the review of these applications. They have hundreds, if not thousands, of these things to go through. A lot of them are going to have really similar content, really similar courses and grades and test scores and all of that. It's a lot of the same material over and over because in the large part, you have to take a lot of the same or similar kinds of courses, do the same or similar kinds of volunteer work, etc. And so imagine that you're having to go through all of these applications, read all of these personal statements. Not only is something that is compelling and interesting going to draw your eye, but in sort of a negative sense, if something is full of grammatical errors, if there's lots of missing punctuation, if the syntax is off, if there are just typos or things like that, that's going to get to you rather quickly after you see enough of them. And so the best way to ensure you're getting the committee's full attention is to put together a personal statement that is flawless in terms of grammar and style and syntax and all of that, but that is also something that is really genuinely engaging to read, that tells a good story, and so on. So I'll unpack some of those other things in other videos, and we've certainly done this in some of the other videos that we already have on YouTube. So if you haven't checked us out there, please do be sure to do so. But now to this actual one tip, and this might seem really weird. You might give me the raised eyebrow once I say it, because it is something that is so fundamentally basic that it's kind of surprising that it really works as well as it does. But it's this. After you have completed your draft of your personal statement and you think it's where it needs to be submitted, take a minute or however long it takes to read it aloud. Read it aloud. You can read it to someone if you want to. Get someone who cares about you, a friend, family member, ask them to sit down and listen to you. Grab a stranger from the street if you want, but that doesn't really matter. Whether you have an audience or not, that's not the point. It's great to have an audience. They might be able to give you some feedback, either on content or style, but even if you're just reading to yourself, read it aloud. The reason why is because when we are reading our own words in our head, we are reading something written in our voice through our own voice. And that makes it incredibly easy to miss little grammatical glitches, or to miss a sentence where maybe the syntax or order of words is a little bit off, or even sometimes if you accidentally type a word twice, the, or something like that. It's really easy to miss this when you're just reading along in your head. But when you're reading aloud, if you find yourself sort of stumbling a little bit on the pace of a sentence, or you find it difficult to get the flow of a sentence as you're reading it, or if you come to a natural pause in the middle of the sentence and there's not a comma there probably needs to be one. But the point is, if you hit any of those little road bumps or speed bumps as you are reading through aloud, there's probably something grammatically or syntactically wrong, and you're going to want to rewrite that sentence, or just add in any necessary punctuation. If you realize you missed a word, or that there was a typo, something was put into the possessive when it shouldn't be, or wasn't when it should be, all of those things are going to come out when you read it aloud. So that was a tip that I got when I was in the third year of my undergrad. I was already, doing quite a lot of writing, and I've been fortunate that writing is something that comes rather easily to me. Speaking, not so much, but writing I'm good at for the most part. Everyone can improve, of course. But of all of the writing tips that I got and all the courses I'd taken, all of that, that was the thing that really helped me start pushing my writing to the next level. Even the best writer in the world does this sort of thing. Best writers all have editors. You probably can't hire an editor, or, if you work with us, we can certainly help you edit your works, but most people don't have access to editors. And so this is one thing that you can do that will get you really helpful results. You'll be amazed at the things that come out when you simply read it aloud. So that's my super easy, super effective tip for today. I'll be posting some more of this stuff as we go along, especially as we're entering application phases and things like that. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it was helpful. If so, please do go ahead and like it, share it with a friend who might benefit from it, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our channel on YouTube for more great videos like this, and look for us on a variety of social media platforms. If you'd like us to help you, click the link that should appear either above or below this video to see our programs and schedule a free initial consultation. We'll set you up with one of our admissions experts to answer any questions that you might have and get you started on your application preparation. We have programs to suit any of your needs, and we are always happy to work with you to determine which plan will support you and your goals most effectively. So, as ever, thank you so very much for your time. Take good care, and I'll see you next time.